Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're doing this. Whenever you want to do it is fine. As long as you are not replacing strength training with this, and as long as you're not doing this before strength training, do it whenever you want. So how this is going to work, 15 minutes sprint interval training. So we are going to have 4 max sprints. That means all out efforts on a scale of 1 to 10, 9 to 10, you're breathless, you're winded, and right now we are just warming up. So your warm-up should feel on the perceived exertion scale about 2 to 3, and your RPM should be somewhere between about, let's say, 80 to 90. So nice easy spin, low gear. My dog Mitch is going to come in and out of the camera, so excuse him. And so we are going to have the first about 3 minutes just nice and easy spin. What you want to have with you is some water or electrolytes, maybe a towel. I don't have one on me, I'm just going to drip. And hopefully you have done this before. You're not a beginner, but you don't have to be advanced to do this. Everybody can go breathless. So your breathless is going to be different speed and intensity than my breathless. And all I'm really concerned about is you getting through these 15 minutes and what feels good to you. So right now, we're about a minute and a half in, and I want to make sure that you can still talk, you have hydration on board, start drinking that water if you are a little bit behind on that. A little cheat sheet here. So in about another minute, we're going to have our first all-out effort. What I want you to do is you're going to increase the gear. So it feels like right now like you're just riding on a flat road. People that are watching this that have taken spin class with me for the last 10, 20 years know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you're at the beach riding a bike, you know the difference, or even walking. You know the difference between walking on a flat road with no headwind or walking like on the beach with a huge headwind. That's what the sprint should feel like, and going as fast as you can, between about 105 and 120 RPMs max. I will be going about as fast as I want you to be going, so don't worry on that. And we are going to have, so make sure whenever you're on the bike, you've got a good 2 to 3 minutes of warm up so that your heart rate starts to go up. So 25 seconds, we are going to have our first all-out max sprint. We're going to do 4 of these, and then if you want to do 6, you want to do a few more, then it is up to you to stop the video when you want to do 2 more. We're going to recover for about a minute and a half to 2 minutes after, actually more like 2 to 2.5 minutes after each sprint. Getting ready for our first one. Start to increase your speed, start to increase your gear. I want you to feel like you have a headwind. Your breath should change. You should go completely all out breathless. Pushing, 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 pushing. Come on, come on. 15 more seconds. Push, push, push. The lactic acid is going to start to build up in your legs. You're going to start to feel like you're hitting the wall. You should be approaching breathless right here if you went as hard as you can. And now back off. Maybe take a saddle break. Breathe. We're already one done. So again, make sure that you start this video when I started so that you got at least 2 minutes warm up, hopefully maybe 3. That was your first one down. We're gonna go again in about 2 minutes-ish. When you sit back down, this should be nice and easy. So when you're spinning, your heels should be down, your shoulders should be down, and your elbows should be soft. We don't have our shoulders up here, we're not pushing the handlebars away. Oh, there's Mitch just made a cameo. And, all right, so our second one is gonna come in about a minute and a half from now, because you really wanna be gassed. You wanna go all out, like you cannot breathe. For obvious reasons, I need to back off a little bit because I don't wanna go so breathless that I can't talk at all. So, and you wanna make sure that you've got a fan. Maybe you're in a little bit of a cool room, which I'm not. I'm really starting to sweat. I forgot to turn my fan on. Probably should have put my hair up, that might happen. So heels dropped, shoulders down. And since this is only my second YouTube spin video, I'm hoping you guys give me some grace. I've taught cycle for so long, but it's a different animal doing it on YouTube. And I have not figured out how to get some good tunes in here yet. So I'm gonna try to put something in the background, but I recommend that you put something on that gets you going. I know a lot of people have a hard time with motivation, and it's easy to skip a workout and let it slide. All right, reminder that right now we're on like a 2 to 3 perceived exertion. We're just recovering our breath. Actually, we're gonna start our second one here in about 5 seconds. So let's go ahead and get our mind wrapped around that. As Mitch watches me do this, he's not doing any work at all. And we're just gonna start to push, add some gear, feel that headwind, push. You want your speed up to about 120 RPMs. Come on, don't make me do this alone. Don't sit on the couch watching me do this. That's no fun. Come on, 7 more seconds. Push. 3, 2, 1, and back off. Whoo, great, Mitch, right? And then take a center break if you need it. You have 2 more to go. This is so quick. But it is great for the metabolism. It's great for the heart. You want things that have interval training. So that is the best bang for your buck. Gone are the days where we want to just be going zone 2 all day long. I should have brought some carrots. Next video, I'll bring some carrots up with me so I can throw them to them. Hey, Mitchy. So, again, we're going like a 2 to 2.5 minute recovery. A lot of this has to do with how you feel. If you are not ready by the time you do the next sprint, which is going to be in about 45 seconds, I will recover fairly quickly. But if you have not, just pause the video, take a little more recovery, because we want that heart rate to come down. This isn't all about push. I've done this before. This is my first rodeo. So, in about 30 seconds, we're gonna go again. 3 or 4. And then all we have to do is cool down. So right now, perceived exertion 2 to 3. Back down to about 80 RPMs. Give or take a little bit. You shouldn't be breathless anymore. I'm only breathing a little heavy because I'm talking. So we have 10 more seconds before we have sprint number 3. All out. We're talking 9 or 10 perceived exertion. Get ready. Breathe. Start to speed up. Add your gear. That should feel heavy. Push. Come on. Push. 105 to 120 max. Push. Come on. Add some gear if you're not feeling it. If you're already hitting the wall, you can take a little bit of gear off. 10 more seconds. Come on, push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back off. You should be all out breathless. Take a saddle break. Woo, you need a little more gear when you come out of the saddle than you have in the saddle in the sprint. And you'll hear this, you hear me say this a million times. Me going breathless does nothing for you. So make sure you're doing this with me. All right, we've got about a minute or so before we have our last sprint. And as I said earlier, if you want to rewind this and do the last 2 again, 2 more to make it a total of 6. But the idea is just to make this a really good, compact, efficient workout. So sometimes I'll do 20-second sprints, 6 to 8 times, and with about a minute 45 to 2-minute recovery, but you want to make sure that your heart rate does drop significantly in between the sprints. We're going to go again in about 20-25 seconds. You should recover your breath. Get your mind ready. If you need a sip of water, go ahead and take it at any point except for when we're sprinting. And here we go. Start to speed up. Add your gear. Push, push, push. Come on. Push, push, push. I need some more gear. I caught myself cheating. Push, come on. Come on. All out, all out, all out. Come on, max effort. If this is your last one, make it your best one. Come on, 10 more seconds. Come on, push, push, push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back off. If you need a saddle break, add some gear and pop up. That was so quick. I didn't even give a drink. But make sure that you are hydrated really well before the workout. You're not like me up here talking the whole time. So, and if you do this with a friend, make sure you're not talking to each other the whole time. You should be sprinting and going breathless, and in between, maybe like me, getting attacked by a hair. But when you're recovering, you should be breathing pretty heavy. And then once you can breathe, drink your water. So you're either gonna go back and do that 2 more times, maybe 4 more times. And then you're gonna spend a good 2 to 3 minutes letting your heart rate come down. You should be able to breathe just like when we started. And then like talk normally. And now, you really don't want to be lifting after this if you're, especially if you're a woman midlife and beyond, you want to save your strength for your lifting sessions. But if you are anybody just going to get a 15-minute quick workout in, do not discount the good that you can do in a short amount of time. Don't wave off and say, I'm just going to do nothing because I can only do 15 minutes. 15 minutes, 25 minutes max is all that I spend on the bike in one chunk a few times a week these days. So I focus on my steps and especially my strength and my mobility. So hopefully your heart rate's coming down. Let's all get a drink. Cheers. That perceived exertion, again, just to recap, in between every time is about 2 to 3. It's pretty low. So RPMs on the recovery, about 85, around there, give or take. The sprints, 105 to 120, not faster. Hopefully not slower. That might be need a little gear on, but aiming for breathless. So heart rate coming down. Lower that gear. We want to get down closer to a 1 or a 2. And then when you come off of the bike, you're going to want to do some lower body stretching. Hamstring stretch, quad stretch, figure 4, and calf. But since we're on the bike, for today's purposes, we're going to get a little upper body stretch. So you're just going to hold one arm, feel that stretch through the upper back and shoulder, maybe get a little head tilt to get a neck stretch at the same time. Now if you get dizzy real quick, don't do the head tilt. And if you feel like you're off balance, not dizzy, just add a little gear. It might be that you need some gear. I'm going to switch to the other side. I'm going to hold that stretch at least 20 seconds. So that was my second workout. The one before this was a HIIT. So that was more of like a minute on, minute off type of training, interval training. This is sprint interval training. So the difference between the two, this is all out max effort. The 1 minute on, 1 minute off, or 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, is where the ratio is the same. 30 to 30 minute to minute kind of thing. And you're going about 7 to 8-ish, maybe a little over hard work, you can eat like that, so you gotta watch your nutrition. But that is it. I am Deb. Please give me a like, give me some comments. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna keep making more of these, and I will get better and better.